I'm just going to come right out and say it. Today, we are building the most insane TNT player launcher you have ever seen. I don't say things like that easily. I mean it when I say I have never seen anything quite like this. Not only is this thing gonna throw you over 1,400 blocks in the air in survival Minecraft, it also does not use up your TNT stock. That's right, I have designed a TNT player launcher that uses duplicated TNT. So it'll always be a free ride. Last episode, we drilled out this gigantic hole with downward flying TNT dupers. And this is going to become a missile silo for our player launcher, where we are the missile. I'll admit, I may or may not have misled you a little bit. We're actually only going to be using about a third of this hole. What can I say? I'm a bit of a showman. Gather round, space cadets. Let's talk real quick about how player launchers work. So we all know TNT blows things up. But it's a lot less effective if you're not on the same level as the TNT. You can see in the top left, this guy's still at 8 health. This works underneath, too. And as you saw, it pushed the pig up a little bit too. And that's what we're going to be taking advantage of. Except we really don't want to be making messes like this. So we are going to use water to contain the mess. Water negates all the block damage while still giving you a blast. But if we try this again, you'll notice that we really don't go all that high with this one piece of TNT. We're going to need a lot more. Now we could use dispensers filled with TNT to fire off 4 TNT at the same time. Still not very impressive. Okay, maybe if we try like a whole bunch of TNT and we funnel them into the middle. Alright, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. Still not good enough. If we bring the TNT closer to the player by using, let's say, a wall. Whoa! We die and get kicked. Oh, and all of our gear gets blown up too. Yeah, that's fantastic, wonderful, awesome. Yeah, today is just the best day ever, isn't it? But anyway, we could get even better than that by using a fence or a glass pane or iron bars. But why would we want to? It's just gonna kill us anyway. Well, I've got a trick up my sleeve for that. And we can use that trick with over twice as much TNT as this to launch you over 1,400 blocks in the air. And to get around the player move too quickly issue on a server, we're going to have to download the Gotta Go Fast Fabric mod and drop that onto the server. There are ways to cram a whole bunch of entities in one tiny little space so that they'll fling you real far when you hit them. But they just aren't as cool as what we're gonna do. Now the trouble with TNT dupers is that they take up quite a bit of space. And that's why we carved out this gigantic area. But there's another issue. We need to funnel all the TNT to one spot, and quickly. And that's the secret to this whole thing. I've come up with a funneling system. You know what? I'll talk about that when we can see it in front of us.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
That's actually him as well, isn't it?
That's Curtis. Oh my god. Now that clip was recorded the other day, and I've been thinking about how I can help Curtis make his diamond beacon. To get diamonds, he's gonna need an iron pick. So let's take some of his iron, and then he's gotta have sticks around here somewhere. Ah. Oh, I can't wait. This is gonna be so helpful. Curtis! Curtis! Okay, he's not here. Okay, maybe he's got some more specific requirements. I'm not sure what he's looking for here, but this is the best idea I got. Now, Fuzzy doesn't know it yet, but I put in a special order for some supplies to take down his own business. Ah, red nether brick for 42 diamonds. Red nether brick's not easy to come by, but Fuzzy's got the hookups. We need about 15 stacks. We also needed some more andesite, and for that, let's leave him a diamond block. I probably overpaid, but you know what? He's gonna need all the diamonds he can get when he goes out of business. We talked a little bit about the launcher stuff, but what does that have to do with Fuzzy and Curtis's rocket shops? Well, you see, if we have a player launcher that can launch you 1,400 blocks up, that means we could probably fly out to at least 10,000 blocks horizontally, meaning no one will ever need rockets again. And the last thing I need is mangrove logs, because there's no way I'm going to manually chop down 12 log stacks worth of mangrove trees. Nah, not today anyways, so Midgen can take my diamonds. Alright, let's go build this launcher, and a building over it just as tall as the launcher is deep, to house our rocket war competition. Welcome to the Flighthouse. I'm extremely happy about how well this build turned out. I figured if we were going to have a giant player TNT cannon, it should shoot you out of the top of something really cool. And I thought a lighthouse would be really neat. And I think it suits the location perfectly. You can see up at the top we've got the flashing lights. It's just a repeater chain with some observers looking at them. The spiral on this thing was a lot of work to get it right, but I think I nailed it. I'm really proud of it. I wanted to make it look like it was made out of brick and it was painted on the outside. So I've got red nether brick and diorite to give it that texturing. And then on the inside, we've got regular brick. And then underground, we've got our missile silo with 72 TNT dupers, a funneling system, and all the control wiring. The player will enter this glass chute where they will activate a trapdoor to fall down into this chamber underneath. A skulk sensor just barely in range of the trapdoor will output an 11 signal when it hears the trapdoor open. Then a comparator reading from this barrel will take 10 off of that signal. It'll pass it along to a filter over here, so in case any other sounds that are not a signal 11 comes through, this repeater here will override this torch turning off. So if we get the proper signal coming through, this torch should turn off without the repeater turning on, allowing this target block dust to turn off, turning this torch on, allowing the signal to pass down through here, pushing down a piston. When this piston pushes down, the wall will want to grab against this block, just like these are grabbing against the glass blocks. This pattern will go all the way down, where this observer will see it. Underneath here, I've got a kill switch where a piston will push up a block. When that block is up, the observer will be able to pass along a signal down these rails to these observers. This piston will move the soul sand back and forth one time per shot. So when we trigger it next, it will suck the soul sand back in, and then the time after that, it will push it back out. This will activate a bubble column, which the rest of these observers will see, and that will shoot a pulse out to all the TNT dupers at exactly the same time. These dupers are just about ready to go. We just need to actuate them once so that these slime blocks and the rail will push forward. Everything will snap together. These are special types where they will actually fling the TNT forward. And this missile silo, as I call it, has 9 levels of 8 TNT each, which will all fling the TNT through these fence gates into a water column in the center. These water columns all feed up to the top where the TNT will be pushed against this glass pane. As the firing signal reaches the dupers, it also goes up this wire into the chamber that we're standing in to activate pistons with trap doors around the sides to align us directly in the center of this. It activates these in a sequence 8 ticks apart, which also doubles as a timer to fire an arrow out of this dispenser just before the TNT detonates. This arrow is very special. You see, the game has a damage cooldown, and if we take advantage of that by firing an arrow in your face, you won't get killed by the TNT. Hopefully. And once the TNT pops, you are going to get shot straight up out of the roof, 1,400 blocks into the sky. Now, I've probably blown this thing up in creative a couple dozen times. One false move and you get one TNT blowing up. That'll trigger all the rest of them for a full meltdown. So to protect against that, I've got a couple safety measures that I put in so that it won't double trigger. After this filter detects a firing signal, this piston will push a redstone block across, which lights up this redstone dust underneath, keeping the firing torch from lighting. It will also light up this redstone dust, turning off this torch, making its way up here to turn on this torch, which shuts a piston over the skulk sensor. It'll then make its way up here to a clock where it'll pulse note blocks and this redstone lamp in the floor. I've also added detection so that if the arrows in this dispenser run out, a comparator will allow this torch to turn on, which then shoves the redstone block over, keeping the system from running, which will also turn this clock on and blink the light. And the last thing to happen in this sequence after you're shot up through the tube is a signal will come up through these repeaters to reset this trap door, as well as splitting this way down through this slab to make its way down to reset the redstone block. I've also added a couple things for maintenance and safety, like this. This is a maintenance mode switch, so what this does is it activates that redstone block so that you can't use the system, and the clock would be running, but I also have a line that goes to the clock to shut it off, as well as a line that I just now realized is redundant. When you take it out of maintenance mode, it'll go into the active or alarm state until you hit the manual reset button, which moves that redstone block, putting it into the ready state. Which means if I hit that trap door up there, this thing would fire. Except I've got one last safety shutoff down here. If I hit this switch, a block up there comes up so that an observer can pass a signal along to all the dupers. Right now, this machine has never been so ready to fire, and I have honestly never been more terrified in Minecraft. I guess that's it. This thing is armed and dangerous, and I am so nervous. Let's go ahead and set our spawn out here, just in case this becomes a pile of rubble. And let's put our stuff in a kamikaze box, just in case. And then the last thing that we're going to need is at least one piece of armor. A set of pants will do it. Even though we have that arrow that triggers the damage cooldown, we still need at least 2.5 armor points to deal with the rest of that blast. Alright, I've got elytra and pants. Nothing else to lose except 24 levels and my dignity. Alright, let's head on in. If all goes right, when I hit this trap door, it should arm all the dupers. Okay, you see all the pushers went? That would align us into the center. It also sent a reset signal. Well, I've got a reset button here too, just in case. All the TNT dupers look like they are fully primed. Let's just make sure everything is totally ready. I made a mistake in testing where this slab was a full block and it caused these fence gates to shut, stopping the TNT from getting passed along. Big old boom booms. Oh, wow. See, we got a problem here. What caused this? Okay, we got a single tick repeater. We can fix that. Whoop. Yeah. Okay, this is it. So all we should have to do is run in, hit the trapdoor, stand still, and pray. Oh! Okay, well the building didn't blow up. Well, let's try this again. That was really weird. I'm not bringing my wings this time. Let's see, we got 64 arrows. That didn't dispense. That's problems. Okay. So I messed up and forgot to change this repeater out for dust to activate that dispenser. So let's try this again. Please, 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 please. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, so I got pushed off the launch pad because this piston right here got bud powered by that dust. Please. Oh, that arrow fired way too soon. What? Come on! This guy is supposed to be at 4 ticks. Please, 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 please. Oh my god, what? Yeah, I thought I fixed that. Ah, right. I also need to change the server setting to allow flight. Whoopsie. Okay, I messed up another repeater. Here we go. Please, 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 please. Oh, that's something. That's something. Okay, that time was really, really close. So I think we just might need to bump this repeater 1. Oh. Yeah, that didn't do it. Okay, so maybe we'll adjust it the other way. Oh, come on. What if we try a chest plate? Oh. More armor. No. Nah. So I spent a whole day troubleshooting back on our creative server what might be going on. And it turns out the creative server difficulty was set to easy. It needs to be set to hard. In hard mode, TNT does a lot more damage. So we won't be able to handle all of this without at least 2 pieces of protection 4 gear. Next, we need a beacon. So let's stop off at Curtis's iron shop for 3 stacks of iron blocks. Zero diamond per stack? 0 diamond per stack. Huh? Yeah, okay, no complaints here, but I thought he was trying to make a diamond beacon. Thanks, Curtis. I've torn out the signal transferring walls in the middle of the funneling tubes, and I've moved it and the kill switch out here in the open. That way we can use the very center of the missile silo for a resistance 2 beacon. The last thing that we need is a little bit on the expensive side, but I think it's probably worth it. After all, we've got 2 gold farms on the server now. Oh. Alright, let's do it. I'm a little bit nervous about this still, so we're gonna bring up Buddy. I feel pretty good about this one. I'm not even taking off my gear. We've got our resistance 2, you can see in the top right. Armor with protection 4. Golden apple. Totem just in case. Here we go. We're being pushed to the middle. TNT, here goes. Oh my god. It is happening. Look at my top right. 1,500 blocks. Oh, and we are off. Alright, I'm just gonna spiral down. Let's alright, I can't even tell where I'm looking. We're way out of the beacon range even. I can't believe it. Oh, we are so high up. Totem didn't pop. That is really, really good news. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Oh, look at this. I've never seen this world from so high up. This is incredible. This was so worth it. Okay, let's go for another ride. This time, I want to see how far we can get. I'm going to set us at just the perfect angle for distance and fly straight north. I'm still kind of nervous about it. Alright, here we go. We're aligned to the middle. Arrow. Oh, here we go. Wings are on, and we are flying straight north. And we are perfectly level. Over 1,500 blocks up. I know you guys are really enjoying this footage of the sky, so I'm going to speed it up here, and I will meet you when we touch down. Hi there, Gort from the future here. I don't know if you noticed, but I forgot to eat the golden apple, and I survived. I, for whatever reason, didn't think to test more than 2 pieces of gear with protection 4. And as it turns out, all you need is a total of 11 protection points across all your gear in order to survive this, even on leather armor. So, that's pretty cool. Don't have to use golden apples. I'm actually quite thrilled. Back to you, ignorant Gort of the past. Land ho! I cannot believe it. Oh my god, we have gotten almost 14,000 blocks out from that one launch. That is incredible. Oh my god. I flew for I flew for at least 10 minutes, I think. That is amazing. Well, that's all the time I've got today, guys. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the Flight House, please remember to leave a like on the video. It really helps me out. And if you're new here, I would love it if you'd subscribe so you can join me on my next adventure on Hitchhikers SMP. How do I get home? How do I get home? This is really far away. How do I get home? Guys, I need to build more flight houses. I love you all, and I will see you next time. This is Gort, signing out.